In this video, we're going to make a clay box shaped like a cupcake. It has a lid that comes off, and you can put things inside of it. It fits on nicely because there's a little ridge right here that holds the lid on so it doesn't slide off. You can decorate yours any way you like. And here's one that has not been glazed and fired yet. As you can see, there's this kind of a ridge right here around the inside of the cupcake that stands up, and it's taller than the bottom part of the cupcake, and that is the device by which the lid gets held on so it doesn't slide off too easily. So I'm going to show you how to make your cupcake right now. To start with, you'll need a couple of pieces of clay. One is 1.5 inch ball of clay and the other is a 2-inch ball of clay. And you'll need a silicone baking cup. You'll need to know how to make a pinch pot. A lot of people think they know how to make a pinch pot, but then when they try, they don't remember. So we're going to start with the basics. First, you roll your clay into a ball. Then you push your thumb into the middle of that ball, like that, and make a thumbprint. And you put your fingers on the outside and you gently pinch it. And you turn and pinch a little bit at a time. And as you go, it starts to become sort of a bowl shape. If cracks develop, you can easily smooth those over. And you continue to pinch and turn, and the whole while you're pushing down a little bit with your thumb, because the idea is you want to make this the same thickness on the sides and at the bottom. You don't want to have it super thick at the bottom. You want it to be about even all the way around. So as I go, I am feeling the thickness of the clay, and any spot where I find a spot that feels a little thick and lumpy, I give that one a little gentle squeeze in that spot. And the whole while I'm smoothing over any cracks that develop. As you can see, it's starting to be a kind of a bowl shape, and now I can fit 2 thumbs inside, and I can put 2 sets of fingers on the outside and feel for any lumps and bumps and pinch and turn and pinch and turn. Starting to feel pretty even all the way around, and it's starting to be almost the size of this cupcake mold. So when yours is about this size, you can put yours inside. And one thing you'll notice about the cupcake mold is it's kind of squared off at the bottom, whereas your pinch pot is rounded at the bottom. So what you'll need to do is press your pinch pot down onto the table so that it fits into that squared off shape at the bottom of the cupcake mold. And the whole while I'm also pinching and turning so that I can make my clay fit exactly into that cupcake mold, and it will assume the shape with all those ridges so it looks a lot like a real cupcake. Now mine is starting to feel like it's even all the way around. It's not too thin. I want it to be maybe about as thick as my pinky finger. If it's a lot thinner than that, it will just crumble and break. So you want to make sure that you make it about as thick as your pinky or your first finger, and it should be even all the way around. The next thing you'll notice is you might have some spots that are too tall and they're a little taller than your cupcake mold. If that happens to you, you can easily trim those off, just like this. So that it's the right height all the way around. Now when you first cut that, you're going to have these sort of little jagged edges, and that won't be a nice finished piece, so you'll need to smooth those out with your thumb or your fingers. Make it nice and smooth all the way around. You might even have to peel back that mold a little bit so you can get your finger in there and smooth it around all the way. Okay, this is starting to look pretty nice. The next step is we need to attach that little ridge that I was telling you about that stands up from the edge of the cupcake mold, and it's on the inside of the cupcake. So we've got this little ledge here. That's the ledge that the lid rests on. And then on the inside, you have this little thing that's a little bit taller, and that's the little ridge that holds the lid on. So what we want to do is attach something on the inside here that will stand up a little bit. One error that sometimes students have made is they put their little ridge on the top, and that does not leave you a little ledge for your lid to rest on. So it's important to make sure that you have a little ledge that the lid can rest on, and that the ridge that holds the lid on is on the inside. To make that, you'll need to roll out some clay with your rolling pin, about 1/4 of an inch thick, and you can roll it on both sides to make sure that it doesn't warp when it dries. You'll know it's 1/4 of an inch thick if you place it between 2 rulers that are 1/4 of an inch thick, and then you can roll this and make it exactly the same width as those rollers, as the rulers. All right, that seems like it's about right. And now I'm going to cut a piece for my lid ridge. So I've got this thin slab, and it needs to fit on the inside of my cupcake like this. Now, as you can see, mine is much too long. So to fix that, I'm going to trim one edge straight like this, and I'm going to put it inside, and then I'm going to see how long this needs to be, and I'm going to cut this one off so that it matches just right and it's exactly the right size. Next, we need to do scratch and attach. So you can take your scratching tool and gently scratch the inside rim of your cupcake. Dab a little bit of water on. And then place this inside so that it is halfway on the inside and halfway sticking out. Squeeze it just a little to make sure that it's securely attached. You can smooth this across so it looks like it's all one piece. You can smooth the top edge here. And the whole while I'm doing that, I'm kind of squeezing with my other hand just a little bit to give it a little pressure to make sure that it sticks to the inside of the cupcake. Now, if you look inside, you can see where this ridge is not completely attached to the inside of the cupcake. So you can get your finger inside there and you just blend your clay across that gap to fill it in, to make it look smooth so that you know that it's really securely fastened and it will not come off as it dries. Okay, so you'll know that you did this effectively if this piece is the same height all the way around,